Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So for today's video on the updated Homestead decks and priority for your process upgrades, we're going to be using the Google document compiled and made by Pedia. I'm going to leave a link to this document in the description of this video if you guys want to refer to it on your own time. But basically this is the best summary. I'm going to walk you through it. We're just talking about level 15 because the majority of players are probably reaching level 15 today. And they're going to be 3 new process upgrades when you make it to level 15. One is going to be upgrading grind to level 8. One will be heat control to level 7. And then you also have multi-forge upgrade to level 2. So the way that you're going to get the grind process upgrade is you have to spend 20,000 of the night shrooms. Now for the night shrooms, if you take a look here, this is going to show you what is the way, probably the most efficient way of getting this done. If you're going to craft 100 of these pick hammers, you're going to get the 20,000 night shrooms completed. And this is one of the most efficient ways of getting this grind process upgrade and rushing towards it. If you take a look here, this is going to show you if you need to borrow any facilities or not. So it depends on which order you're going to do the process upgrades. 1 to 2 to 3, which is the don't borrow one. That is going to be starting with grind, then getting heat control, and then getting multi-forge. If you go for multi-forge first, then you will want to borrow the kitchen, as we will explain. So anyway, when we're talking about this the pick hammer, we're now going to talk later about the optimal deck for the pick hammer, so don't worry about that. But basically, this is going to be one of the most efficient ways in just rushing your grind process upgrade. And this is what I would recommend. Just get your 100 pick hammers crafted. Over time, you're going to fill out orders with them. It is one of the most efficient wish point items to be filling orders for. So this is just really good. Now, the next one is heat control. Now, heat control will need to use 4,000 of these wind elementals. And this is easier done by crafting the sachet, which is going to be the alchemy item. Now, the thing about this is the pick hammer already is going to use wind elemental, so you're not going to need to do all of this just purely from the sachet. But basically, you can complete the pick hammer, and then with the leftover, you can then just forge as many of the sachets. We'll come to it again with the optimal decks prior and also post after getting these upgrades. But basically, this is the ordering you want to do. Get your grind alchemy upgrade, and then you're going to do all of your rest to finish off the wind elemental to get the heat control upgrade by just crafting in the alchemy station. So that is basically it. And then finally, there is a multi-forge upgrade. Now, the multi-forge upgrade will need to craft 10 4-star or higher cool candied skewers. This is a kitchen item. And the thing about this is that if you want to get your maximum efficiency of this, it is best for you to borrow a kitchen. The borrowing the kitchen will have an upgraded heat control for someone who has a heat control level 7. As you see here, you have the different 4-star rates of the different cards. If you have heat control level 6, there's a 9.6% chance of a 4-star with the deck of 3 heat control, 2 slow cook, 1 ferment. If there's a heat control level 7, there's a 15.4% chance of getting the 4-star, and that's 4 heat control deck of 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. And if you have someone who has DS Divine Chart level 16, then there's also a really good deck with cut level 9, a 50% chance with 4 cut, then some other cards. EC, I don't even know what it is in Banquet. Basically, this is how you can get this done the most efficiently as possible. Okay, so we have this is the priority upgrade for process upgrades. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on over. So the next one we're going to talk about is basically your efficiency decks. So for the kitchen, these are going to be the decks. So this is how you're going to look at this spreadsheet. So at a level 15 level, you're going to be able to create level 13, level 14, and level 15. Those are the different things that you'll fill your orders out of. So for popcorn, the optimal deck is 3 control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. Nothing changes even at the higher divine chart levels. For the roasted corn, the optimal deck is 3 control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. There is a new deck at kitchen level 16 when you get the cut or upgrade, but that's not what we're talking about in this video. Today we're only talking about level 15 because most people are not at level 16 other than the hardest of min-maxers. And then we have for the healthy candy skewer, the optimal deck is going to be, so if you take a look at it here, what you want to look at in this column is the average work point per stamina. The higher average work point per stamina is going to be the more efficient deck because that means you're going to get more wish points for each stamina you spend when using that. 200 compared to 196 means that it is better for you to run this deck. And so this is 4 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. So this is just the deck I would recommend before the heat control upgrade and after the heat control upgrade. It's just basically considered the optimal deck slightly. And then you have the Cool Candy Skewered. The Cool Candy Skewer, again, your average rich points are higher for the 4 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. So again, go for that. 4 heat control, 1 slow cook, 1 ferment. Prior and post your upgrade of heat control, this is just the optimal deck. As you see here, they're both the same. Prior and post, this one is better. Okay, so there we have the decks for kitchen. Now for the forge, the optimal decks, we're going to again go down to level 13. So level 13, you're going to see here, you're going to have heat up level 4. Wait, do you have heat? Yeah, you're going to have heat up level 4 at level 15. And so the optimal deck, and charge level 4 as well, the optimal deck is going to be 2 pyro burst, 1 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge. This is basically the optimal deck you're going to want to be running when you're at level 15 of Divine Shard. And for the herb tray, the optimal deck is going to be 2 pyro burst, 2 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge, 1 reforge. This is the optimal deck for herb tray. I think I have shared this in a previous video. And now here is the thing. So pick hammer and protected pick hammer, these are the new items for the forge. And so for the pick hammer, prior to getting your multi-forge upgrade, you're going to run this deck, which is 2 pyro burst, 1 forge, 1 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge. Now the thing is, when you get your multi-forge level 2, which is after you've gotten 10 of those 4-starred candied skewers, then you're going to change the deck and it will become 3 Forge Expert, 1 Charge, 2 Multi-Forge. But as you see here, the difference in work point per stamina is very similar. So obviously this one is better, 244 compared to 236, but they're very similar. And that is why you can do those 100 crafts with your pick hammer right away, even with this deck of the before your Multi-Forge upgrade, and you're still going to do really well. So this is the optimal deck. 2 pyro, 1 forge, 1 heat up, 1 charge, 1 multi-forge. After you get your multi-forge upgrade, then the slightly better version is 3 forge expert, 1 charge, 2 multi-forge. That is basically it. And then protective pick hammer. So protective pick hammer is also very similar. You're going to have this deck over here. When you have multi-forge level 1, you're going to have 2 pyro burst, 1 forge, 2 heat up, 1 charge. This is basically the optimal deck before your multi-forge upgrade. But after your multi-forge upgrade, it will be 3 forge expert, 1 charge, 2 multi-forge. So that is basically the optimized deck. As you see here, if you have the multi-forge level 2, that's basically the deck that you're going to want to be running. Okay, next up we have the Alchemy Workshop. So Alchemy Workshop, level 13, you have the basic antidote. Now the basic antidote, so before you get your level 15 grind level 8 upgrade, you're going to be at this tier. And you're going to want to run 1 grind, 2 overload, 2 enchant, 1 distill, 1 crystallize. When you get your grind level 8 upgrade, and for example, if you just hard focus and rush those 100 pickaxes and then you're going to just get this grind upgrade, then you're going to be able to jump directly to this one, which is 4 grind, 2 overload, 1 distill. That is the optimal deck. For the compound antidote, it is going to be before you get your grind upgrade, 2 overload, 2 enchant, 1 distill, 1 crystallize. After you get your grind upgrade, it will be 3 grind, 2 overload, 1 enchant. And then you have your Earth Antidote. Your Earth Antidote, so prior to getting your level 15 upgrade, you're going to run this deck, which is considered called Stable. This is 3 ingredients, 3 grind, 1 distill, 1 crystallize. This is the optimal deck prior to getting your grind upgrade. After you get your grind upgrade, it will be 3 ingredients, 4 grind, 1 distill. That is going to be the top deck at level 15 when you get your grind level 8 upgrade. And now you have Repellent Sachet. So Repellent Sachet, after you get your grind upgrade, this is the only time you should really be crafting it. It is going to be 4 grind, 2 overload, 1 distill. This is after your grind level 8 upgrade. However, if you're going to craft it before getting your grind upgrade, it will be 1 grind, 2 overload, 2 enchant, 1 distill, 1 crystallize. And this is the difference in work points efficiency is not majorly different, especially at a chant level 4. It's like going to be a 13 wish point per stamina efficiency reduction, which is not major. It's still good, still very good, but like ideally you craft these after you're done with your grind upgrade just by getting all those pickaxes basically. Okay, now final thing to mention is the efficiency table. So there's an efficiency table for all of the Divine Shard levels, and this is if you're a really min-maxer and you want to get, like, you know, upgrade your Divine Shard as quickly as possible. Then you always want to fill out orders with these high wish point efficiency items. You're going to see the average wish point per stamina cost is going to be highest for the Repellent Sachet after you have your upgrades. It's 249. That is the highest of any item for Divine Shard level 15. So whenever you see a Repellent Sachet in order, you likely will want to fill it out, especially if it's exclusively only Repellent Sachet. But also, looking at the pick hammers and the protected pick hammers, Both of these are very good as well. If you take a look at this, both of these 243, 242 efficiency after you get your multi-forge upgrade. So after the multi-forge upgrade, they're very efficient. Even prior to the multi-forge upgrade, they're not that inefficient. 236, like just getting those 100 pick hammers to get your grind upgrade is still very efficient. 236 is still very, very high on the wish point per stamina, like basically efficiency for this difficulty level, divine shard level. So then, okay, and the bolded items are basically after upgrade. The non-bolded items are prior to upgrade. That's what you're going to be noticing here. And, but basically that is going to be it. And like, for example, you're going to look at these protective hammers, the pick hammers, you're going to see why they're two so close together. Why do they have such similar wish point efficiency? Is because when you have this multi-forge upgrade, you can run either two of these decks. They're almost identical in wish point efficiency. But of course, if you want to be optimal, choose the higher one. So for example, you're going to choose this one for the pick hammer. And you're going to choose, if we can just control this one for the protective pick hammer once you have your upgrades, because of course, it's slightly higher than the counterpart. Okay, and then you have your cool candy skewer, you have your repellent sachet after upgrade, and then you're going to look at, okay, so you have Earth Antidote. Earth Antidote is still efficient, even though it is a level 14 item, it is still efficient if you're running this deck and you have all the process upgrades. It's still good to fill out orders for. And then you have your cool candy skewer after upgrade is up there. Compound antidote also pretty efficient. You have the herb tray, which is not so bad, honestly not so bad. And then you have, yeah, that's basically it after all of your upgrades are met. So basically, if you're looking at this, these are the orders you want to ideally fill out for this higher divine shard level. Repellent sachet, pick hammer, protective pick hammer, cool candy skewer, earth antidote, compound antidote, herb tray. So you're seeing a lot of alchemy items, especially earth antidote, compound antidote, and then of course the repellent sachet, which is the biggest of them all, the most value of them all. And then for the forge, you have your pick hammer, protective pick hammer, herb tray. But like you're gonna see, the level 13 items are not as efficient. Level 13, like divine shard level 13 items are really not on the top efficiency table for this. And so you would like ideally try to avoid them if possible, but obviously you can't always avoid them. But basically these are the most efficient items. So anyway guys, hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it's a good overview and breakdown. Even though it may look overwhelming, like when we went through this spreadsheet, I'm telling you honestly, this is the most, like once you learn to read this spreadsheet and understand it, it is going to help you in all divine trade levels going forward. And in the future, I'm just going to be using like this spreadsheet to break things down and giving you the guides, because it's just a really good way to make the guide. So there will be a Google Doc link for this in the description so you guys can check it out. But thanks for watching guys. That's going to be it for this one. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.